Welcome to Veterans Voice, where we highlight programs and services that support our veterans. I'm your host, Dr. Darin Baskin, currently serving as the Executive Director for our Weekend and Honors College. Just a few weeks ago, the Houston area was hit by Hurricane Beryl. And when I say hit, I mean hit. But we know that disasters of that scope happen frequently in places far and near. Team Rubicon is harnessing the skills and determination of veterans to help. And we are lucky to have with us Juan Vargas, who is a volunteer with Team Rubicon, for joining us today. Welcome to the show, Juan. And let me first start off by saying thank you for your service.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys. We do know that it seems like veterans were built just for tasks like this. So we appreciate all the hard work that veterans put in. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Team Rubicon. What is the mission of Team Rubicon and how were you formed?
So let me start out with how we were formed, because it's really an interesting story. So I don't know if you recall that in 2010, there was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit Haiti and caused a lot of devastation. So our founder, John Wood, or Jake Wood, I'm sorry, he decided to get a squad together. There were 7 of them, and go in to assist, because he saw that a lot of the organizations were having trouble getting in there and getting organized, getting set up, and getting help out to people. So him being with a smaller group, they were able to kind of streamline things, get in there, and just help from within. So from that grew the idea that, you know what, if we can help here, we can help everywhere globally. Anytime a disaster strikes, anytime there is a need for assistance, if we get activated, we'll go. It doesn't matter where it's at in the world. Kind of hearkening back to being ready for deployments in the military. You know, most of us are veterans, but we also have civilians that have come in. So, and there are brothers and sisters as well. The fact that they stepped into the arena, they stepped up to face the challenge. We accept them as our brothers and sisters, and we all work together towards that one goal, which is to help the communities that we serve in.
And you know, that is a great mission, because part of the training that you receive when you go through military training is to be engulfed in that helpful spirit, to be able to help others, to be able to do things that others are not able to do. So this is a great, great mission for Team Rubicon. So once Team Rubicon is on the ground, what does Team Rubicon do?
So there is a resource that we pull from called Crisis Cleanup. So as people in need request, they'll sign in to crisiscleanup.org, fill out the form that's on there, and it's right on the front page to make it easier for those in need. They'll submit requests, and we will go into areas that fit our scope of work, what we can do, and we'll share that with other organizations. If it's out of scope for us, then we'll reach out to another organization for assistance, and we'll work together to help out the community best we can.
Yeah, and you know, that's amazing, because I know one of the things that the military also does is it creates a community around the soldiers. It gives purpose. It gives the individual the sense of responsibility. And I think that's what you guys in Team Rubicon are doing. You're reestablishing that purpose and reestablishing that commitment and building a family or team around each individual. So for me, that's amazing, having served in the military myself. And so tell us, how do those veterans find the purpose within the work that they do with Team Rubicon?
So one of our pillars is called Mission First, Gray Shirts Always. So as you recall, in the military, it was always mission first, and it kind of ended there. It was just period. Yeah. But we say gray shirts always. So our members are always cared for. We always look out for ourselves. And that kind of leads into another one of our pillars, which is change your socks. So we work and we help best we can. And we're not focused on just completing the task. We're focused on keeping ourselves mentally and physically able to help where we can. We don't have to, we're not asking for people to hurt themselves or go until they drop. No, we're just asking for assistance. And by the way, I apologize. I didn't thank you for your service. So thank you for your service as well.
It was my pleasure.
Certainly, certainly. And, you know, it's kind of been those of us who have stepped up to serve, and many people who tried to serve and for whatever reason weren't able to. We all have that same sense of serving in something bigger than ourselves, for a purpose bigger than ourselves. So we provide that as well. We provide the camaraderie. We provide, you know, that sense of community that we had in the military, where people really bonded. You know, anytime that you've served any amount of time, you always have those really close friends that you keep in touch with for the rest of your life. And we like to think that we provide those bonds still after the military. I know I've met some fantastic people in my short time in Team Rubicon, and I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Yeah, I think you've really tied a nice, neat bow around it, because it also, not only are you building that with your colleagues and your team members that are going out as Team Rubicon, you're also building it with the communities that you affect and the families that you help and the individuals that you come into contact with that ask questions about Team Rubicon. So I think that is just spreading like wildfire every time you guys touch down. So that is amazing to hear. So tell us, Juan, what are some ways that someone can get involved with Team Rubicon?
Absolutely. There are many ways. First of all, you can go to the website, teamrubiconusa.org, sign up to volunteer. But you don't have to just volunteer, or you don't have to be a volunteer to get involved. You can donate. We always say our mom's a donor, so that we remember to take care of our gear as well. But any kind of assistance, even if it's just spreading the word, get the word out there to your family members, to your friends. Hey, Team Rubicon is here to help, and that would be great involvement as well. And not to mention also pushing the narrative. Please visit Crisis Cleanup so that we can get that information into us to know where we need to be.
Yeah, and I think, again, I think you're doing a really good job of giving the information that is needed for our audience to be able to understand the great work that Team Rubicon does, and also how to be able to have Team Rubicon to come and jump down and help and assist in the time of need. So let me first say again, thank you so much for the work that you and your team does. Trust me when I tell you, not everyone can do the type of work that requires you to be a service and provide a service and to be all in to that type of work. And so the military is the perfect vessel for it, and it creates such amazing people and with such amazing spirits. And so again, please tell your team I said thank you, thank you, thank you. And we appreciate all the work that you guys did during Hurricane Beryl and all the hurricanes coming up, because we're just at the beginning of the season.
Yes, we are.
Thank you for joining us on the show. After the break, we'll find out how horsing around can lead to healing.
At HCC, your dreams are within reach.
When I grow up, I want to work at the hospital. When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
When I grow up, I want to work at a school and be a teacher.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
Welcome back to Veterans Voices. Most of us have the experience of being near an animal, maybe a family pet or a bird in our backyard, and feeling just a little calmer and more centered. I will say that growing up with animals caused me to truly gain a love of animals and center my spirit. So I have to agree with that. We're joined today with Henderson and Daviana Tucker from Rainbow of Hope, Texas, to learn how they can use horses to bring healing to veterans everywhere. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. You know, I'll just start off by saying I am not a fan of horses. And let me give you the quick story why. When I was young, I thought I was Superman. We had horses. I stood on the rope that was wrapped around the horse. The horse took off. I went in the air, came back down, hospital 3 days later. So now we're not friends anymore. So that's the down and dirty of it. But I'm happy to know that they can be used for good. Just, you know, just my own personal story. So
you definitely have to have a healthy respect around them.
I agree. So Ed, give us an overview of Rainbow of Hope, Texas.
So Rainbow of Hope was really given to me in a dream, Dr. Darin, about 35 years ago. God showed me a blue horse arena with a silver star, and he whispered in my ear, Rainbow of Hope. And then he used my husband to bring us to that exact location in 2012. Yeah, 2012. And in 2020, Rainbow of Hope was born. We serve the special needs community through our equine program, life skills, job skills, and social skills. But then in December of 2023, Thunderhooves was born, and that is an equine therapy program for veterans. And it is not your typical equine therapy.
Wow. You know, I love it when someone says it came to them in a dream and they were spoken to. So this was spoken into your existence. That is beautiful. And I love that, because once you get that type of encouragement, you are going to do everything you can to ensure that that comes full circle in order for it to happen. So congratulations. Love that.
Thank you.
Daviana, you have a brand new program for veterans called Thunderhooves. Love the name.
Yes,
love
sir.
the names. Tell us about that.
So actually, Ann's husband, Jack Henderson, is the one that came up with the name Thunderhooves. And I'm really glad that we can honor Jack in that way. So our Veterans Equine program is an 8-week program that I wrote and based it off of life skills, job skills, and soft skills that you can acquire through working with horses. So each week in the program focuses on something a little bit different, where, you know, we may work on the ground with the horses and do communication and adaptability, teamwork. Another day, we may switch out some horses or pair up some veterans and horses and teams and focus on leadership. And problem solving skills, critical thinking, and things like that. So every single week has its own goal, and we try to reach those goals and figure out, you know, what works best for each veteran. And yeah, so.
No, I think this is amazing, and it's bringing joy to my ears, because one of the things that we know, even at the college level, is that one thing that is not taught enough of is those soft skills, those skills that you're speaking of. And so to be able to help a veteran to reintegrate back into society by providing them those types of soft skills and those skills that are necessary to interact with others, I think is powerful. So I think this is an amazing thing that you guys are doing over there. So Ann, what is your Warrior Spirit program?
So where Warrior Spirit was actually, when we wrote the program, the first program is like Daviana said, it's the 8-week program. The middle section, and here's our brochure. The middle section right here is an occupational program. It's called VEOTP, Veterans Equine Occupational Training Program. So we want to put veterans back to work. So working alongside Daviana, they will learn how to be an equine handler and how to be a ranch hand. So the horse community is very small. So then we can then try to find jobs for our veterans after they graduate the program. And they come back and they mentor the new veterans. We have a partnership with the Warriors Refuge in West Columbia. But to your question, the journaling, Sarah Williams is one of the directors at the refuge, and she also sits on our board. she wrote in here that the veterans would do journaling. And I'm like, okay, how are we gonna do that? Hand them a spiral? I didn't know. And no, but God had a whole nother plan. So I was returning a crock pot to a group, a veterans organization, and I met his fiance there. And her name is Ashley Peterson, and she was a grant writer for 20 years. And their dream was to create a nonprofit called Warrior Spirit. So it's a faith-based journaling program, Darin. So all of these things that the veterans are learning while they're working with Daviana, and things are coming out of them that have been built up or blocked or anything like that, they need to get it down on paper. And so that's where Warrior Spirit comes into play. And I wrote down, because I didn't want to miss it, because she's not here to speak on behalf of her program, but they are now a 501c3, and the journaling course prepares the learners to apply a specific methodology in writing to identify influences that shape their actions. The course encourages participants to begin a journey to growth, and through self-reflection, accountability, and empowerment to create the life they desire. So they're given a crossbody backpack, a faith-based journal where they can, and there's no lines on it. So if they wanted to draw, they could draw, or if they wanted to write, and a pen and a notebook. So all of these things, when the veterans come, they're given this to take back to the refuge or whatever organizations that we serve.
Hey, I think you did her 501c3 justice, because you explained it extremely well. And I have enjoyed journaling, so I understand how cathartic it could be when you write things down. So very good. And tell us in 15 seconds, how can people get more information?
So the best way would be to email me at director@rainbowofhopetexas, all one word, .org. They can go on our Facebook at Rainbow of Hope, Texas. And then we also have Thunderhooves on our Facebook. And we have a brand new website that is 99.9% ready. We'll be out any second.
Yes, I love a new website because they look so amazing and they're so fun to navigate. And I am going to jump right in after the show and jump into this website and take a look around. So, and give it like they say in the car, I'm gonna give it a test run for you. So I appreciate it. You guys are such amazing spirits to be able to just reach out and help veterans when they need you the most. I appreciate it. I know the veterans that you serve appreciate it. Thank you so much for the work that you do. After the break, it's back to school for veterans.
At HCC, your dreams are within reach.
When I grow up, I want to work at the hospital. When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
When I grow up, I want to work at a school and be a teacher.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
Welcome back to Veterans Voice. August is the start of the fall semester and a new academic year here at HCC. If you're a veteran who is a new or returning student, our Veteran and Military Affiliated Student Success Department, also known as VMASS, has lots of resources for you. Today, we'll be joined by Courtney Goudeau, who is one of our amazing Veteran Affairs specialists. Welcome to the show, Courtney.
Hi, Dr. Darin. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see your face. So let's just jump right in so we can get these veterans in their classes, get their financial aids done, and let them know all the benefits we have for them. So Absolutely. Just in short, give us an overview of VMASS.
So the VMASS department is a collection of individuals across the HCC school system. We're located on several different campuses. We help connect veterans and active duty service members to using their VA benefits and go to school, get their tuition taken care of, and just be an overall good student.
Hey, I think you've hit the nail on the head, because we have a large veteran community here in the city of Houston. And so to be able to offer them the services that we offer them and provide them that one-on-one attention, I think is important to ensuring that the veterans are taken care of.
Absolutely. They're
So,
our first priority.
I love it. I love it. Tell us about your role in VMASS.
So I am the VA coordinator. I am kind of like the spokesperson for the department. If there's an information session, I'm hosting it. I'm sending out mass communication to all of our military affiliated students. And I also do process a couple of benefits in our office, one for active duty spouses and the other for active duty service members. So I kind of have my hand in several pots.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And so let's just talk about this one good time, because you said you're the coordinator. And so you mentioned sessions. Whenever you have sessions, can you tell us a little bit about those sessions that you offer?
Yes, we are actually having an information session on next week. It's actually Tuesday, August 13th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be a virtual session. So if you're a military affiliated student, whether you're new or returning to HCC, and you're using benefits or maybe not using benefits, but you want to know what resources we have to offer our veterans, you just hop on Zoom, and we're going to have breakout rooms with subject matter experts from all over the college and community partners to just help students figure out what's the next step and how to get it done.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I love an information session. I love anything that provides our students with more information so that they're not trying to navigate this whole world, this whole environment of higher ed by themselves. So good job, Courtney. And I know that's one of the benefits you guys that we have at the VMASS. Tell us, what are some other benefits that VMASS offer?
So post 9/11 GI Bill is kind of our bread and butter. It's the most popular, most lucrative benefit, might I add. It pays toward tuition, you get a housing stipend as well as books. And if you are active duty, you can transfer it to a spouse or maybe a child, so they don't have to pay for college.
Oh, wow. Don't you just love it how you say everything you just said? All I heard was free, 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 free. Isn't that amazing? I love it. And so what is the process for accepting those types of benefits?
So if you think you're entitled to any type of military affiliated funding, go on the VA's website, va.gov, and go to the education panel and apply. So you have to apply through the VA, and then you will receive a certificate of eligibility in the mail, and it tells us what you're eligible for, and that's how we process your benefits. But if you've exhausted your federal funding, then no fear. If you are a Texas veteran, the state of Texas loves veterans. Hazelwood Act might be available for you. So if you have enlisted in Texas, exited in Texas, had a home of record in Texas throughout your military career, and you served more than 180 days of consecutive service, Hazelwood might be able to waive 150 hours of tuition. That is free school, 150 hours. You could get a bachelor's degree and a master's if you play your cards right.
Yeah. Oh, and I think you just hit the nail on the head. And I think that comes with having really good advising also. So I do know that down there in your area, you guys have some great advisors, correct?
So we have certifying officials. We have a huge veteran population here in Houston. So we divide it up evenly amongst our team. Most of us are all military affiliated in some type of way. We have many veterans on staff. I am a dependent. I am married to a veteran, and we usually have that personal connection. So if we can't handle it ourselves, we know exactly who in the college to point you to because it's personal for us.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Courtney. I mean, having the connection to the military and having veterans working inside of the VMASS office, I think also helps to bring in other veterans who probably would not have come in if they didn't feel that sense of connection with someone within the office. So thank you for sharing that. And I think that's important to note. I understand you have some new resource centers. Tell us about those.
We do. So we started off with 4. We've got our OG, which is Central, and then we have the A-Leaf Hayes campus. We have Katy campus, which is new. That has gotten increasingly popular within the last month or so. We have a huge veteran population out in Katy. Who knew? We have Stafford, we have Southeast, and now we have Northline. And we have West Loop pending. So hopefully in a couple of months, we'll have that up and running. So that makes 7 resource centers. So we're all over the city, Darin.
Oh, wow. 7 resource centers. That is a thumbs up, and a clap up. Amazing. So what can we find in these resource centers?
So you will find a VMASS aficionado or subject matter expert who can check the status of your certification. They can check to see what benefits we have on benefits that match your service, what documentation we have on file for you, or what we may need, and just someone to kind of give you that advice on what your next move could be and what your options are as far as resources. We love to connect veterans with inside resources within HCC, like tutoring or career services, and also external partners like, for example, Houston Launchpad. They bring veterans to work. If you don't have a ride, they will get you to work. So we have those resources that we'll connect you with at all of our resource centers.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. It sounds like a party waiting to happen. And so I can appreciate all the services that are provided for veterans, and for us as an institution to even take more steps and go above and beyond, I think separates us as it relates to our veteran population. So Courtney, please relay my appreciation, my gratitude, and just my love to the VMASS department. Let them know that we appreciate everything that they're doing and all the work that they do for our veterans.
Will do. Well, thank you so much for your time. And if you are around the Houston area, you think you're eligible for benefits, come by and see us at one of our 7 resource centers.
Hey, don't make me come, because I will come. So very good. If you'd like more information on any of the organizations and services you've seen on the program today, visit our website at hccs.edu/Veterans Voice. To listen to a podcast version of this show, visit hccs.edu/podcast. For everyone here at HCC TV, thank you for joining us on Veterans Voices. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin.